investigate a concept called binding energy. If I were to define the binding energy, it's the energy required to break apart this nucleus. There's a more precise definition of it for you in your notes, but this is our working definition. These things want to stay attached, and to break them apart would require that we input some energy in order to do so. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is why do they want to stay together? Why would two protons stick together when everything we've learned about things of like charges suggests they should repel? We have an attractive force here. And the attractive force is the strong nuclear force. It is extremely strong force between two bodies that only acts over very, very, very tiny distances. So as long as these things are really close together, they stay stuck together. But if we were to eke them just a little bit apart, then they would repel. And the repulsive force is the one that we've studied earlier according to Coulomb's law, or we could call it the Coulombic force. When I am going to ask you to find the amount of energy that this takes, the first thing that we're going to consider is we're going to write a reaction. The chemical reaction I would be talking about here, actually it's not a chemical reaction, it's a nuclear reaction, is I am starting off with lithium-7. And then I would be splitting it into 3 protons and 4 neutrons. If I were to look at the very precise mass of this and the very precise mass of this, we would find that we have a change in mass in a nuclear reaction. And that's where a nuclear reaction is different from a chemical reaction. In a chemical reaction, mass is conserved. In a nuclear reaction, it's not. And as that matter changes, it's due to energy changes. And we find that the mass and the energy are related to one another, and we're going to be able to relate it using the very famous equation, E equals mc squared. In our next video, we'll look at quantifying this. For that, you're going to need to have this document ready, which is the properties of light nuclides.